Welcome to this comprehensive section on the Pioneer Status Incentive in Nigeria, which is a powerful tax holiday administered by the NIPC that rewards companies in proprietary industries with reliefs from companies' income tax. Over the next few minutes, we will explain exactly what the Pioneer Status Incentive is, why it matters, which industries qualify, how to apply, that is the step-by-step approach, relevant documentation that you have to put together to succeed, cost, time frame, ongoing compliance, key benefits, and pitfalls to avoid in your application process. My aim is to make these understandable even if you are not a taxer or investment professional. Let's now move over to the slides for a more interactive session. Okay, we will start the slides by addressing this very important question that is before us. What is the meaning of a Pioneer Status Incentive? What does it signify? Okay, the Pioneer Status Incentive is a program granting companies in certain approved industries or products a relief from payment of companies' income tax for an initial period of 3 years, and it can be extended for an additional 1 year or 2 years. That's if you keep to the requirements that led to the grant of the initial 3 years relief. So once that is looked at and you have complied, then the extension can now be considered. So it is actually established by the Industrial Development Income Tax Relief Act and executed through the NIPC on behalf of the federal government. And the objective of setting up this incentive is to encourage investment in underdeveloped sectors, and also to support value in the product, as well as job creation, and most importantly, technology transfer. There are several underdeveloped sectors in the Nigerian economy, and this Pioneer Status Incentive is basically in order to make sure that those underdeveloped sectors are given the impetus, the relief that will aid investors in order to be able to have additional resources, funds that will be saved from the income tax, so that they can be able to harness all that is involved and become competitive like there are other people in different sectors that is booming in the Nigerian economy. Then we'll now take a look at why the Pioneer Status Incentive matters. We'll take a look at the strategic purpose. Why is it that a company will have to make the application? The Pioneer Status Incentive is not just a tax break. It is a strategic objective for you to succeed in your business. By offering the incentive, Nigeria aims to attract investment into industries that are new or underdeveloped, and also to promote value addition rather than just importation. And also another reason for establishing this incentive is to build local know-how, create jobs, and raise import earnings, because as it is right now, Nigeria is import dependent. If we can be able to develop some of these underdeveloped sectors, you will see that the economy will begin to blossom. So that is the reason why it was established, in order to aid the economy, more especially some underdeveloped sectors to pick up, like the other sectors such as oil and gas, that is doing very well and earning almost 80% of Nigeria's income. So in effect, it gives companies a competitive advantage during their formative years. So the key word here is formative years. You are starting up in an underdeveloped sector. The best that you can do for yourself is to make this application, so that you will have some added cash flow, which has been saved from companies' income stand that you would have paid to the government. This will now give you that advantage you need in order to fortify yourself in your formative years, so that you can be able to compete with other companies doing well in other sectors of the economy. And that's basically to contribute to national economic development, and not just for individual gain. So this is, though it benefits the company, but the main priority is for national economic development, so that some sectors that has been overlooked will be picked up by investors, who will now see how they can be able to do well and prosper like their contemporaries. Okay, let's now take a look at which industries or products qualify for this very key incentive. Eligibility to obtain a pioneer status incentive is tied to doing business in one of the approved pioneer industries, or producing pioneer products as listed by NIPC in the Gazette. For example, in agriculture subsector, crop production, livestock ranching, and aquaculture are listed, and there are several other listed products that can qualify for the incentive. All you just need to do is to take a look at the Gazette and establish that, as a matter of fact, your industry qualifies. Because if you don't qualify, then it will be a waste of time and resources, because the application fee is non-refundable. So it's better you do your due diligence, establish the fact that the products that you are making an application for has been listed in the Gazette, so that you'll be doing the right thing at the right time. If your business does not fall within the list, you cannot make claims for the pioneer status incentive. So early assessment for eligibility is very critical, so that you won't be wasting your time. So now it's time for us to take a look at the duration and the timeline for the tax holiday. Once you are approved for the pioneer status incentive, the tax holiday runs for an initial period of 3 years, and NIPC might grant an extension of either 1 or 2 additional years. So you have 5 good years that you can be able to use that added income in order to boost your production or whatever business that you do. So the exact commencement of the holiday depends on the project's production date. That is when the project starts commercial production, not a test running or any other thing that is for you to test in order to know whether the product is fit or not. But production day simply means that you are now set to put out the product for the use of the final consumers. That is the production day. So it's very important that you make everything work towards having a production day that can be able to be recorded by the NIPC and also the Ministry. So It is important to monitor deadline carefully as delays may affect the start of the tax holiday. So it's important that you make sure that you get your production day right, the exact day that commercial production commences. So you have to monitor that. It's very important. So it's important now for us to now take a look at the step-by-step process for you to succeed in this application. The application begins with part 1 because it has been classified into two parts. So we'll start with the part 1. And for the part 1, for you to succeed, you must ensure your business is eligible, that it's been listed in the Gazette as one of those products that can be qualified for pioneer status incentive. Then the next will now be for you to gather required documentation such as your company certificate of incorporation, and once that is in place, then the next is your memorandum and articles of association, as well as your status report if it's a new company. If it's an older company, you will now be talking about your form CAC 1.1 or in other older forms. Then also you have to put together your business plans for them to know exactly how you wish to proceed. And also the business plan has to show the economic impact that it will have in the Nigerian economy. And also the capital investment that you intend to bring into Nigeria is important. Employment and local value addition has to be established, because that's one of the very key things that the federal government has put in place, that no matter the technology that you are bringing into Nigeria, there must always be that addition of local content in order to establish the fact that Nigerians will also be given an opportunity to learn whatever technology that you are transferring into Nigeria. So you submit your application to NIPC. So at this stage, you will have to pay the application fee and due diligence fee as required. So it's important that you establish your eligibility, so that you will not pay the fees and the due diligence fee in vain. Okay, we'll now proceed on how to apply. Okay, following your part 1 submission to the NIPC, they will review your project, verify the information, and conduct a site inspection. If they are satisfied, they will issue an approval in principle. So after you have obtained your approval in principle, what is the next step that you have to take? You will now proceed to the second part. Just like I mentioned earlier, the application is in 2 parts. So we will now proceed to the second part. And that commences with submission to the Industrial Inspectorate Department of the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. They are the ministry that determines your production day. Just like I said earlier, the production day is when you started commercial production of your product that has been classified as a pioneer product. It's very important that you establish that, okay, this is my production day, which will be corroborated by the ministry staff who will visit your industry to establish the fact that indeed the production day that you have stated is actually the day you have started production. So once that certificate is issued, you go back to the NIPC, which issues the pioneer status certificate. So they will issue you a production day certificate, which you take back to the ministry, to the NIPC. That's okay. NIPC will now issue you a pioneer status certificate, marking the formal approval for your tax holiday period. Okay, now let's take a look at the required document and fees. What are those important prerequisite documents that you have to put together in order for you not to have any query of any form whatsoever? The application bundle is comprehensive. You will need your certificate of incorporation, memorandum and articles of association, as well as your status report. All that was issued to you when you completed your registration with the Corporate Affairs Commission. You have to put all those together. And also a proof of investment. You have to show exactly what you are bringing to the table in terms of investment into Nigeria. Then your business plan, copies of machinery or equipment that you will use in your production. Then also, very importantly, if it's applicable, you have to produce your environmental impact assessment, as well as a list of employment and your local content plan to show that you have the intention of transferring some of this know-how to Nigerians to continue, even if you decide to leave the shores of Nigeria as an investor. Then the fee schedule has been revised recently. The application fee is now 500,000 naira, and the due diligence fee is the sum of 1 million naira, while the service charge is 3 million naira, and an annual service charge of 1.5% of your pioneer profit will still be taxed. It's not as if you'll be given 100% tax holiday. At least the sum of 1.5 will still be deducted from your profit. Just like I mentioned earlier, you have to ensure eligibility so that you will not pay all these fees in vain, especially the application fee and the due diligence fee. Okay, a quick look at the benefits of pioneer status certificate. Holding a pioneer status certificate allows your company to enjoy tax relief from tax companies' income tax for the approved duration of 3 years, and also a possible extension for an additional 2 years, which will make it a 5 years tax holiday. That's a lot. If you can be able to succeed in this application, you will see that you have enough cash flow that you can use in order to make your production more competitive, make your production more competitive, like other industries that are already established. This has significantly improved cash flow during your early years of operation. So just like I mentioned, so that you will have enough cash in order to inject into your business to make it more profitable, pending when you will now be able to pay your tax without unnecessary stress on your cash flow. It also signals to financiers and partners and the government that your business aligns with national development priorities, because the government established this not yes to make gains for the companies, but also most importantly for national development. At the end of the day, you still have to pay your tax after the 5 years, but before then you must have been an established business venture that will have that capacity to pay without going bankrupt. Because you are now designated a pioneer, you may benefit from stronger negotiation strength and improved access to incentives. So you will have the ability to now also apply for other incentives based on the fact that you have already been classified as pioneer. Other industries, other businesses will also extend some incentives to you if they see that you qualify for it. Okay, a quick look at the obligations, performance, and compliance. Even after approval, you must still adhere to some expectations of the government. You need to submit your annual reports to NIPC showing progress, and also the investment incurred, job created, local content achieved, export as well. Local content is one of the very key things that the government look out for. How far have you gone in transferring some of the knowledge that you have to the locals, and also what jobs have you created, because you are giving this incentive in order for you to also give back to the society. So this annual report is just to show whether you have adhered to some of these obligations, which will now make it possible for you to be able to get the additional years for the 1 or 2 years that can be granted to you as an extension of your tax holiday. If you do not begin production within the scheduled time frame or fail to meet the condition, the benefit may be lost. So it's important that you begin production within the period that is expected of you, the production day that has been established by the staff of the ministry. So you have to make sure that you comply to that. And after the incentive period, you revert to full company's income tax. Before then, you must have made some good profit, and it will not be a big deal for you now to comply with the payment of your income tax. And non-compliance can lead to cancellation of the pioneer status certificate. And after you have gained some benefits from it, I don't think that any reasonable business person will do anything that will cause the NIPC or the ministry to cancel the pioneer status incentive, which is very good for the success of your business. Okay, now a quick look at the common pitfalls and how you can avoid them so that you have a successful application, which is quite lengthy. So you have to make sure that you adhere to some of these, avoid some of these pitfalls. And the key pitfall include applying after you have begin production or for an activity not on the approved list. This leads to automatic rejection. So you must ensure that your production day is actually your production day. If you are test running or you are doing any other thing in order to establish the company, that does not count. So you have to do everything in order to make sure that you start exactly when the ministry determines is your production day. And also very important, you must be eligible. You must the product must be part of the pioneer industries so that your application can succeed. Another major issue is missing documentation or submitting incomplete forms. That will lead to query. So you have to have a checklist that you will strike off each document that you have identified, so that you have a complete document when you are making the application. And failing to secure the production day certificate from the IRD department delays the holiday period start. So very important, once all your documentations are in place, I don't see any reason why the ministry will delay issuing you the production day certificate. So it's very important that you start with documentation collection. Make sure that everything checks out. Once that is done, then you can now go into the field in order to commence a submission and other requirements. Also, companies sometimes underestimate the cost, that is the fee and compliance versus the gain. So you have to actually look at exactly the gain that you are going to make and also the fees that you are going to pay, because if you take a look at it, 3 million plus 500,000, and it's quite a lot. If you look at it and you feel that, okay, the gain that I'm going to make does not equate with the amount that is going to be expended in the process of obtaining the application, the certificate, then it's better for you not to go for it. So you have to balance the fees and also the expenses so that you can know if it's worth it. So you have to run the cost analysis before applying so that you will know exactly what you are doing. Planning carefully will reduce risk and maximize value. So if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. Once you plan carefully, success is guaranteed. So in summary, the Pioneer Status Incentive is a targeted tax holiday program for companies in defined pioneer industries or producing pioneer products. And to benefit, your business must meet eligibility, and also you have to submit a detailed application. Most importantly, due diligence, which require visitation to your industry to know whether you have the capacity or the ability to carry on the investment is very important. And also, once that is done, the next will now be to obtain your production day certificates, which will now help you in order to get the tax holiday that your business needs in order to succeed. The benefit is significant, which is up to 3 to 5 year release from income tax, but only if you adhere to the rules, meet conditions, and stay compliant. This form of incentive can be transformational for your business if well managed, and it will help you have a lot of funds in order for you to succeed at that early or formative stage of your business. Thank you for joining this session on Pioneer Status Incentive. If you have any question, whether about eligibility, preparing your application documentation, or post-approval compliance, please leave them in the YouTube comment section. Alternatively, you can message us directly via our WhatsApp number that is on your screen. I promise to personally respond to each comment and message to help you succeed in the process. For personalized consultations, further guidance, and additional resources on Pioneer Status Incentives, especially on how to apply and succeed with the Pioneer Status Incentive, you can visit our website to access our detailed guides, case studies, and expert insight designed to keep you informed of the latest regulatory updates and best practices. You can also partner with us to leverage our deep industry knowledge and take the next step towards a Pioneer Status Incentive in Nigeria. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to download this presentation for your future reference. And also, I invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content such as this one. Thank you.